The fighters in Misrata say this is no rebellion anymore, this is a battle for survival. Right now, the rebels are closing in on Gaddafi troops who are camped inside some homes inside the city.
Well, that is where the government forces were meant to have been hiding out. There's a massive amount of smoke and an awful lot of firing. Difficult to imagine how anyone can stay in there for much longer if they are indeed still alive.
They use grenades, machine gun fire, small arms to try to shift them. Then, taking it in turns, they fire one by one inside the house. They're taking casualties. The Gaddafi troops inside the city are supported by intense shelling from those camped on the outskirts. But the rebels are recapturing ground and are on the verge of a crushing battlefield victory.
Okay, go.
They're also taking prisoners. The captured soldier looks terrified. He knows there are many here who want him dead. We're told he will be taken before what they're calling the Revolutionary Council, the rebel command. But we're allowed to question him before. He says he's from Sudan, and he's been fighting in Misrata for 7 days.
He was with the snipers on the surface of one of the buildings.
What were his instructions, his unit's instructions? What were they told to do?
They ask him, or they order him to stay there. Don't leave anybody to leave.
To live, don't let anyone live.
Yes.
He laid down his weapon in the end and gave himself up. Many of his fellow soldiers are doing the same, and just to make sure they don't run away, some are shot in the foot.
They have told him there is Algerians, Egyptians, they are in Misrata. You are going to fight to free Misrata.
The doctors have to insist the fighters leave. Many are bent on revenge. But as the casualties increase, so does the anger. The injured Gaddafi soldier on the back of this truck has to be hurriedly driven away as people spit at him and hit him with their shoes. This government fighter was captured with a wad of notes on him, money now covered in his own blood. The disgusted Misrata residents believe it's tainted anyway. He says he was promised all sorts of riches to fight. Most are taken to a clinic at a secret location for their own safety. Here they tell tales of an army which does not care, even for its own.
Yesterday in the night, the army, they want to run away from Misrata. So he was injured. So they kept him. They try, but when they run away, nobody care for him. He's now 5 days injured. He get infection in the back. Nobody care of him.
Among the fighters are boys barely old enough to shave, boys like 16-year-old Morad Ali. He said the young soldiers were shoved to the front of the battle. They were considered the most dispensable.
They put them in the critical situation. The army behind them, and they are shooting, and the fighter, our fighter, they are in front of them, and they are shooter, okay? And they like sandwich. They found themselves between the fire between two.
In the battle, his leg was blown apart by a bomb, and his arm left broken and torn by bullets. When he was picked up by the rebels, he was traumatized and terrified.
Emotionally, they are crying. They are asking for their mothers and their brothers and sisters. Like this boy, he cried a lot, and he asked us to communicate with his mother. We phone his mother, and we tell her that his boy is safe and he's with us. She get happy, and she's asking, thanks a lot for us.
Right now, the Misrata fighters are confident. 2 months ago, the man with the captured sniper's rifle was a geography teacher. He's with mechanics, engineers, students. The siege of their city has united them and turned them into soldiers. And 8 weeks of bombing and battling with Gaddafi's troops has failed to crush them. Alex Crawford, Sky News, Misrata.